Hello and welcome everyone. This presentation introduces the child protection and safeguarding policy of SpaceECE India Foundation. At SpaceECE India Foundation, we are committed to creating a safe, respectful, and protective environment for every child. So, child safety is not only a responsibility but a core value that guides all our programs and interactions. So, let us understand how this policy helps us to protect children and promote their well-being. First of all, child safety is our first priority. Every child deserves an environment where they feel safe, respected, and supported. Second, we follow a zero tolerance approach towards abuse, exploitation, neglect, or any form of misconduct involving children. And finally, this policy reflects our commitment to ensuring safe environments where children can learn, develop, grow, and thrive with confidence. Now, this policy applies to everyone associated with SpaceECE India Foundation. This includes employees, teachers, trainers, interns, volunteers, consultants, vendors, partners, and visitors. Whether interactions happen in classrooms, workshops, events, community programs, or online platforms, the same safeguarding principles apply. Protecting children is a shared responsibility for all of us. Before we move further, let's understand some key concepts. A child is defined as any person below the age of 18 years. Safeguarding includes protecting children from different forms of abuse. This includes physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Understanding this risk helps us to identify the concerns early and respond appropriately. So, creating awareness is the first step towards effective child protection. Now let's see the legal framework. So our safeguarding practices are guided by important laws and regulation. The Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act or the POCSO Act 2012 protects children from sexual offences. The Juvenile Act 2015 focus on the care, protection and rehabilitation of children. And the IT Act and the relevant provisions of the IPC helps to address online safety and criminal offences. So this law also emphasizes mandatory reporting of child protection concerns whenever is required. So now the next slide is about governance and responsibilities. So we all know that effective safeguarding requires clear roles and responsibility. Management provides leadership, oversight, and policy direction. The designated safeguarding officer, also known as the DSO, leads reporting and responses process. The Child Safeguarding Committee provides guidance and reviews cases when necessary. And at the same time, every staff member, volunteer, and associate has a responsibility to follow the policy, report concerns, and contribute to a safe environment for children. So now this slide explains about the staff code of conduct. So maintaining professional behavior is an important part of safeguarding. Staff members are expected to treat children with respect, maintain professional boundaries, ensure proper supervision, and report the concerns immediately. At the same time, certain behaviors are strictly prohibited. This includes physical punishment, abusive language, inappropriate touching, private meetings without authorization, and sharing personal contact information or social media connections with children. Professional conduct helps to build trust and ensure children's safety. So now, as children increasingly engage in digital environments, online safeguarding becomes equally important. Communication with children should take place only through approved organizational platforms. Child information and personal data must be protected at all times. Parental consent should be obtained before sharing photographs, videos, or recordings of children. Staff members should also avoid personal online connections with children. So now let's see the next slide, which is about safe recruitment and training. So safeguarding begins even before an individual joins the organization. Safe recruitment practices include appropriate screening and verification processes. In addition, staff, interns, and volunteers receive safeguarding training to understand the responsibilities and recognize potential risks. Regular refresher training ensures that safeguarding awareness remains strong across the organization, and continuous learning help us to create a culture where child protection remains a priority. Now let's see the last slide, which is reporting, response, and commitment. So whenever a safeguarding concern is identified, immediate action is required. Concerns should be reported promptly to the designated safeguarding officer, management, or relevant authorities. The reporting process includes assessments, documentation, investigation, and appropriate action to protect the child. Timely action plays a critical role in preventing harm and ensuring child safety. At SpaceECE India Foundation, safeguarding is everyone's responsibility. Together, we can create environments where every child feels safe, respected, and protected. To conclude, at the last, I want to mention that every child deserves a safe, respectful, and dignified environment to learn, grow, and thrive. Thank you for your time and attention.